Hello, welcome. I'm Dennis Ori, and I'm going to show you how to set up your devices from the Connect window and just kind of get them connected to your Bluetooth. Um, I assume by now you've already did the install video and you have your devices on your table and they're ready to go. I'm going to log out now just so you can kind of see from the beginning. I'm logging in as Greg Go. It's just a dummy user I use just for testing purposes. I don't like to log in as system because I don't want to confuse issues because the system has some different privileges and has different visibility to the screen. So um, first thing you'll do is you'll hit the login button right here. Now, if you've logged in previously or anytime, usually within like a week or so, the cookies are going to automatically try to pick up your email address and your password. So you shouldn't have to actually type it in. But if you haven't used the devices or it's the first time, then you'll have to type that in. Now, the password that you're going to use in the email address is not the one that you signed up with WeFoos. There should have been a separate email sent to you for the actual FoosFit app itself. So you should have an email and a password assigned to you. So you type that in there. In this case, it's just GG, and then I'll hit submit. Now I recommend after you log in that you go and change your password to something that's specific to you, because I think when we set them up, I don't know if we give them all the exact same name, but they're very, it's one of those, whatever, G1234, something like that. Okay, so you're logged in and now you want to connect. Something about the Connect windows is that each one of these connects represents a different rod. In theory, each device can be independently run. So you could, in theory, just run the goalie rod or just run the two rod. Now, obviously, in a practical situation, you're going to want to run both of these rods right at the same time because you're going to be doing some kind of three rod shooting on the goalie, and that's where these little links come in. We call these pairing links because you're going to want to tell the device and the app that say, hey, I want to work together with these two guys. So that way, anything I ask it to do, it does it to both of them. Right. So, and we'll get into more details of that later. For now, we're going to connect the goalie rod right now. We just hit connect, and DAD4 is the two rod. And on this case on the table, the 0009 is the goalie rod. So I'll hit that one and I'll hit pair. And boom, now you're connected. And then just to kind of show you how things will work, I'm going to go ahead and connect the two rod as well. And I'm going to select the DAD4 and hit pair. Now, the first thing you should notice is that you see how the version right here updated. So currently we are on version 2.1. If you're reading anything other than that, like 2.0 or 1 point something, that means you don't have the latest software on your FoosFit device. I would recommend that you go through that step, watch the video, upgrade your device, because there's stuff you're missing out on. It could either be patches for fixes, or it could be functionality that wasn't even implemented yet that needs to be on there. The app is running the latest app always. So basically it's sort of backwards compatible, but I do recommend you upgrading. Now, once you connect your two devices, 99% of the time, you should immediately hit the link button here and hit it there. You're basically telling the web app that I would like these two devices to work together. Anything I ask you to do, I want it to do together, right? Now, there are certain things that should be independent all the time. For instance, if you're setting some range of motion on the rod, obviously the range on the two rod will be different than the goalie rod. So in those cases, even though you asked it to pair these guys together, it knows better and it doesn't pair certain things. So, but there are other, like for instance, if you want to start and stop the devices, well, obviously you want them to stop at the same time, right? Things like that. And you'll see as you work through the different features and stuff, it'll make more sense to you. So as far as logging in and connecting, that's pretty much it. You are connected. Now, when you go into any one of these windows, you're basically going into the same window in essence, in a lot of ways. So like if I go into the goalie rod here, it says configure goalie device, right? And if you were to set a mode or do any kind of action, it's going to also take action on the other device. So for instance, it's in manual mode right now, right? If I was to set it to practice mode, now it's in practice mode. You see that? If I come over here to the 2-rod, as you'll see, it's also in practice mode. You see that? So that's what I'm talking about when I say that they're linked together. Now, a couple things is if you want to go back to a screen, to the main screen, you hit the back button. See that? If you want to disconnect a device, then you'll hit this. You don't want to do that normally unless you really want to disconnect. So don't accidentally hit that, because then you'll get used to it. You'll get frustrated if you hit the wrong button because you have to reconnect and stuff like that. But anyway, just kind of watch that. Another little side effect of Android phones themselves is that whenever you swipe from the top of the phone down, that tells Android it wants to reboot or refresh your app. And a lot of people accidentally do that. There's nothing we can do about that. That's just an Android built-in feature. So just be careful whenever you swipe on your phone from the very top, and you don't really mean to because you're trying to do something else. Yeah, sometimes it will reset your app and then disconnect your devices and all that stuff. All right. One other thing is you'll notice that whenever you disconnect a device, the system will automatically do a calibrate. So I'm going to show you. If I disconnect one of the devices here, you can watch the window. The device, you see that? It's going to do a calibrate. So it's just normal procedure. It's trying to find its position. Whenever you turn the devices on the first time, it'll calibrate. And you can force a calibrate up here in the right-hand corner. And we'll talk more about that and why you want to do that. So that's all for this video. That's how you connect. Check your version, make sure you're upgraded, and good luck, and watch the next video. Thank you.